guys. Welcome. It is that time again. We are BACKBLAZE. We are not BACKBLAZE, we are Front Chill. And we all work for BACKBLAZE, but that's beside the point entirely. Hi! It is me, Lisa, or LisaLisa, as we've all known. You can find me as Violet November, the first O being a zero. We're back today with some more Hakuoki, Kyoto wins. If you didn't see last time, it was a bit of a ride, y'all. There was a whole lot going on. So yeah, fun to go back and take a look at that. That's all good. I won't tell you, but if you saw my stories or French Chill stories, then you may have seen it, because we're all nice that way. Anyway, so let's start the day off by thanking the benefactors. We're gonna thank Nomad, Yev, Doomsayer, DLP, and BACKBLAZE for keeping the daylights on and helping us out with this situation. I'm also gonna send out a big old thank you to Byron, because that sweetheart provided me today's tea, which is a rhubarb vanilla tea brought to me from Byron all the way from Sweden. So, cheers. So, grab yourself a beverage, regardless of what it is. Mine just happens to be a hot tea thing, because I have problems in my own way. Sit back, and it's story time. It is indeed story time. Let's do it. Those evil bastards. Evil bastards. Alright. Well, let's get past all of this, please. And not leave the mouse in the middle of the screen. Like some crazy person. We're gonna continue. December 1867. Scarcely a month had passed since Abrano Koji Saito and Hesuke had returned to the Shinsengumi was hardly back to normal. But the Shinsengumi was hardly back to normal. A dark, tense atmosphere pervaded the compound. Many men had lost their lives in Kazuma's attack. Even more had been injured during the attack at Abrano Koji. Among them was Hesuke, my baby. Several of the rank and file soldiers had seen him mortally wounded. He had looked as if he would not survive. For that reason, Hesuke was declared officially dead and made a member of the Fury Corps. So if you don't remember, or you're new with us, the Fury Corps is where they make them drink the special elixir that my dad, or the character's dad, has basically created from demon blood, and it essentially turns our sweet babies into vampires, pretend demons, all that fun stuff that kids go for, like Sunny D. It was a problem before, but apparently Sanon fixed it, so we'll see. Saito hadn't been wounded, but many among the common soldiers began to call him a coward. To them, he had left the Shinsengumi to join Ito, then betrayed his new master when he sensed a change in fortunes. Which is not true. Saito was there on Hijikata's behest as a spy. So, milk, purple stuffs, ooh, furry train, yuck. Anyway, I saw no reason why he shouldn't set them straight, and saw that he had never truly left the Shinsengumi. But he claimed he would rather stay silent than tarnish the honor of the commander and the chief who had ordered his actions. Oh, Saito. As such, it was decided that Saito would leave the compound until tempers had been allowed to cool. He was sent to stay at Tenma in order to protect Kyotaru Miura, an official of the Kishu domain. When there's too many vowels next to each other, my mouth just has a really hard time pronouncing those. I headed toward the quarters of the Fury Corps. Most of the Furies had been killed during Kazuma's attack, which left their quarters largely empty. How convenient, by the way. The Fury Corps was frightening enough, but the thought of them disappearing was even more so. After all, I knew some of the Corps members as well. Did you need something? Oh, Sanan. As you can see, the Fury Corps is hardly at its best. I can't imagine there's anything here for you. Bitch, there's someone here for me. Nobody asked you, Sanan. His words were understandably tight and cold. I was hoping to talk to Hesuke. Is he around? I see. You have interesting taste? Let me get something straight, motherfucker. There is nothing wrong with falling in love with a boy my age, and not some weird, creepy man who has tantrums and runs off to go experiment on himself. Thank you very much. You, sir, have interesting taste, and I'm not gonna hear anything about that shit. I'm sorry for disturbing you at a time like this. Fuck him. Not really, but like... Well, right now Hesuke and myself are the only men who can carry on a conversation. Given the circumstances, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you'd rather talk to him than me. Of course I would rather talk to him than you! You've been nothing but a shit this whole time! Ah! And Hesuke's cuter. Very well, I'll go find him. You wait here. Yes, thank you. See that you do, Sanan. See that you do. He left me there for only a few moments before he returned with Hesuke. But those moments felt like an eternity. I felt as if the blood of the Furies who died that night hung in the air around me like a thick, wet cloud. So much blood was shed, even Hesuke's. My darling Hesuke. Hey, I'm sorry to bother you. It's no big deal. So why are you here? Fucking see you, dipshit. Anyway, I'd only come to see him, but now that I didn't know what to say. He seemed to be feeling much of the same. We stood there awkwardly for a while, like two strangers thrown in a conversation for the first time. Yeah, Hesuke's not broody. He's confused, which is adorable. I just wanted to see how you were feeling. Oh, well, all my wounds have healed. He's so sad. Oh, that's... I caught myself before I said good. Hesuke's injury at Aburano Koji was not something he should have survived. I didn't need any medical knowledge to know that it was a mortal wound. The only reason he was speaking to me now was because the water of life had done its work. He was healed, yes, but he'd become a Fury. Good hardly seemed like the right thing to say. What should I say to him? Well, obviously, if you say you're sorry, he's gonna think you feel bad for him and that you pity him. He's not gonna like that. But if I tell him I want to be with him, he's gonna be like, you should be with someone who's alive. Or some dumb shit like that. But we're gonna tell him that anyway. Can I stay here with you for a while? No, not just here. And not just for a while. I want to stay with you for as long as I can. I'll leave if I ever get in your way. Can I? No. Oh. His eyes got so small and big all at the same time. Ah. He blinked. Am I guessing ahead, or is it that you're a demon and he's now a Batman-style Bane demon? You could be a couple still. Tragic death of your love and a happy... Yes! Yes! See, you catch... Good job, DM. You caught on. I do love me a tragic story. He blinked. My sudden boldness had clearly caught him off guard. What should I do? I wondered if he thinks it's weird of me to throw this at him like I did. I have to say something. A little blush. What? What's so funny? Yay, butterflies!
Yeah, wari.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not like it's not that. Well, what is it? I was just happy, that's all. Ah! I don't really know if I'm alive or dead anymore. But even if I haven't got that figured out yet, I do know for sure that I'm different. Oh, honey, you've been different from the beginning. Hesuke. Oh. My injuries are all healed, and I can do all the stuff that I used to. But my future seems a little bleak. I was kind of freaking out. All sorts of stuff was just shaking around in my head, you know? He blinked first, you win. I do win. After Hesuke said that, he looked at me in a bashful way. Is that bashful? Is that crinkly eye a bashful crinkle eye? But talking to you really cheered me up. Honto? Yeah. You're pretty amazing. Thanks. Oh, that's nothing really. Anything you that's not really anything you should be thanking me for. Besides, you used to always cheer me up too. Yeah? Well, I think you cheered me up a little more. He laughed again. His face wasn't the face of a dead man. It was his. The Hesuke I remembered. Although I couldn't affirm the existence of Furies and the water of life, I was really happy to see him smile. Then, can I stay with you? Of course. Good. Oh, and not just for a little while. As long as I don't get in the way, right? I don't think I could ever think of you as being in the way. So go ahead and stick around as long as you like. Really? God damn, I can feel it. I'm a mess, y'all. Really? Yeah. I think that probably cheered me up the most. Thanks. Really? Thanks? Just told you can stay with him forever and you said thanks? Not, oh Hesuke, I love you, throw myself in your arms. What a relief. Said I've been watching you the whole time. I certainly hope not, that creepy man. What a relief. Even if he's a fury, Hesuke is still the same Hesuke I knew. If I could help him even just a little bit, then I'd be happy. Me too, Chizuru. At least you know what's good. For the most part. You're a little dumb still, but, you know. The night of the Battle of Aburo Kanji. Wow, Lisa. No key, I wish. The night of the battle at Aburo Koji was a turning point for the Shinsengumi. For the men who didn't know the details, it was simply a battle against their former comrades, the Guardians of the Imperial Tomb. Those better informed knew that the situation with the Satsuma and the Choshu domains had changed, and Ryomo Sakamoto's hit was part of the big plan. Only the heads of the Shinsengumi knew the whole story. The activities of the demons and Hesuke's transformation into a fury. They were also the only ones who knew that Okita's illness had gotten worse. Oh, that's right! He's dying of consumption! Oh no! Hi, Swags! I'm sorry I'm late. I got distracted with dying to goblins. Oh, you know, goblins are pretty distracting, and I appreciate that. I know. It's okay. I understand. Such an important battle had stirred up the atmosphere in the compound, and for several days, there were excited men everywhere, shouting and talking. Moments of silence were quite rare. Does Saito get to come back? Since everyone feels better now? Everyone's shitty to Saito, just saying. I felt I would only be in the way if I was wandering around the grounds, so I did my best to stay in my room by myself. Why are you staying in your room by yourself when you have fucking Hesuke over there? Ah, thank goodness you're here. I didn't cry, I just got a little emotional for a second there, okay? What does this fucker want? Sanan walked into my room without saying anything. Rude! He didn't even wait for me to invite him in? Fuck, see, I told you. Gross, grody. He probably was watching while I was talking to Hesuke. Gross. If you'd gone out, I wouldn't have been able to look for you. Why are you looking for me? Sanan? Yes, my first bout of weepiness. But it's daytime. Are you sure you're alright? Yes, yes. I've just had a revelation. I've just had to tell you immediately. His eyes glittered with something. And even though he was smiling, I could feel the fingers of dread begin to poke at the base of my spine. Ew! Ew! I know it's just personification, but ew! Why me? Wouldn't you want to tell Kondo or Hijikata instead? Well, it has to be you. You will listen to my idea, yes? He's being weird! I don't like it. Although he asked in the form of a question, his choice of words made it seem far from letting me make a choice. Sanan started to talk without waiting for my answer. See? More like broody, am I right? Yeah, he's very rude. Yukimura, that Princess Sen had claimed that you are of a demon clan, right? And as a demon, you are stronger, faster, and more resilient than a human. Demonic superiority was displayed quite clearly by those demons who just attacked us. Well, I understand that, but what was Sanan trying to get at? My heart started to pound, anticipating bad news. A demon possesses immense power. It follows that the blood, which flows through demons' veins, should be similarly powerful. Perhaps it is even potent enough to completely counteract the madness of the Furies. Now you're trying to bleed me? What? I didn't know how the water of life worked, but Sanan's explanation seemed logical, even if it was a bit manic. Manic? That's the word you come out? We need to broaden your fucking vocabulary, Chizuru. Man's talking about seeping you for blood, and you're over here telling me he's manic. I need to milk you for your blood, respectfully. How can you know that for sure? Since before I became a Fury, I've been researching how the water of life works. I know more about it than anyone else here. That's because no one knows anything about it, so of course you know more than anyone else. I still have yet to discover the exact composition of the water of life, but I'm hypothesizing that a core ingredient is fresh blood, and I'm assuming not from a human. Well, English isn't her first language. Thanks, DM. Perhaps there may be demons or demon-like entities roaming throughout foreign countries. So... Oh, he got closer. I don't, but I'd love to drink your blood, aside from being a vampire, for science. Sanan grew closer to me without making a sound. Gross! In any event, I believe it's worth testing. Your very existence could save the Fury Core. No, the entire Shinsengumi. Wait. Senan's eyes had grown painfully sharp, and I almost thought I could hear the barest edge of madness in his voice. That makes more sense, thank you. Now... Ah! Calmly, he drew his sword from its scabbard. Okay, so I don't dig Sanan, but that's a really nice picture. Just saying. Just putting that one out there. I don't... Anyway, there was no madness or bloodlust to his movements, and that only made them all the more terrifying. Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not gonna kill you or anything, you fucking crazy motherfucking fuck. I just want a small sample of your blood. So you drew a sword? That's all. I took a step back. 2. Sanan and his sword came closer. Wow, how academic. Collecting a sample in the middle of the day in your room with his katana. I know! He lifted it, and the steel blade shimmered in the light. Then, all of a sudden, just then... What is he doing? Hey! Sanan! What the hell are you doing? Oh, thank you, Hijikata. Hijikata burst into the room. Then... What is this, Sanan? Of all the people, I'd expect you to know better than to draw your sword on someone in the compounds. Have you lost your mind? Yeah. Yeah, he has lost his mind. Did he ever have it in the first place? Hijikata! Oh, that was me, sorry. Hijikata! Kacha? Kacha! Let's go. Oh, Hijikata. Excellent timing. Please give me a hand here. Crazy motherfucker still trying to do it. For science, duh. You also need to convince her to cooperate with us. With calm purpose, he stepped between Sanan and me. Put your sword away. Personal conflicts are forbidden. The rules of conduct apply to everyone, even the captains. Sanan glared at Hijikata, begrudgingly for several moments, but he soon turned away and sheathed his sword. So what happened? Did Yukimura do something? No, bitch, I was in my room. Maybe I don't want to eat a cookie on stream, you're right. It's there, if I need it. I'm searching for a new way to treat the madness of the Furies, for the good of the Shinsengumi. And that means you have to cut her? Thanks, Hijikata. I'm not going to kill her. I only need a little of her blood. Yeah. I just need a toe. She doesn't need all 10. It'll grow back, I'm sure. She's a demon, it's like a lizard, right? We've lost so many of the Furies from the battle the other day. Many of our human soldiers have fallen as well. If we are to efficiently utilize the Furies we have left, as well as the ones we are about to create, then we must find a way to temper their badness. I know you for an intelligent man, Hijikata. Surely you understand. She has so many liters of blood. She can spare a few. The code says we don't fight each other for any reason. You haven't forgotten, have you? I mean, I appreciate that you're preaching this, but that really isn't what he's saying. You're kind of dodging the question. So no matter what reasons you give me, I cannot condone bloodshed among our members. However, Yukimura is not technically a member of the Shinzengumi. Sana! Maybe not, but she's been here long enough. She might as well be. Thanks, Hijikata. They continued to stare for a while, neither willing to budge on the matter at hand. Sanan sighed. As usual, you're too soft. I guess I have no choice. I'll leave for now. For now. But keep in mind, if we do not discover a method of suppressing the side effects of the water of life, even Todo will begin to suffer from the bloodlust. Wow! Wow! Way to use it against me, you dick! Ah! Only after I'd heard his footsteps fade away down the hall did I begin to breathe again. You okay? Oh, yes. Thank you for helping me. Nothing to thank me for. I just ensured Sanan followed the code. I like you or something, I guess. In the past, he would have stood up to me. He wouldn't have stood up to me like that. I looked down. It's true, Sanan had been acting strangely lately. He would have never drawn his sword as aggressively as he did just before he drank the serum. I'm sorry. What's gotten over you? There's nothing for you to apologize for. Gross DM. Gross. Well, the reason why Sanan was acting the way he did in the first place was because Kazuma destroyed the Fury Core. After I said this, Hijikata paused and reflected to himself before responding. I think you've gotten things mixed up. Huh? They are allied with the Satsuma and the Choshu. In other words, they are our enemy. If an enemy attempts to attack us, it's a given that we're going to put our lives on the line to stop them. I'm so sorry I have all this blood. It's really become a problem. I'll work on it. If an enemy attempts to attack us, it's a given that we're going to put our lives on the line to stop them. He spoke with so much conviction, but it's none of your responsibilities to protect me. So what are you saying then? We should just offer you on a silver platter to them and beg them to spare our lives just because they have powers we don't? This is not the samurai way. For us, once we've decided on something, we will never compromise on that decision. Which is part of your downfall, my friend. We're not bitches! This refined man, so calm, cool, and collected, and all the time, just, we're not bitches. Hijikata was so confident with what he was saying, and I felt there was no real connection to his calm. Even if he wouldn't say as much, I'm sure he knows that kicking me out of the Shinsengumi would make their lives so much easier. But if they did that, it would be a violation of the values they pride themselves on upholding. I'm sorry if what I said was out of line. I already told you. You don't have to apologize. Don't make me repeat myself. He doesn't want to say bitches again. But he is blushing. Hijikata said this timidly, muttering under his breath before looking down in my direction. Next time something like this happens, be sure to tell me. Do not keep it to yourself. You can always tell Yamazaki or Shimada too. Alright, understood. Hijikata nodded and turned to leave, but I realized I had one thing left to say. What? Is there something else? There were so many warriors who were injured as a result of the attack on the compounds. Saito hadn't been present for long recently, and Kondo was occupied with his meetings with Bakushin. Yes, I will tell you next time Sanan takes a sample via katana in my room. Yes, yes. Similarly, I had a feeling Hijikata was feeling the pressure of all his duties lately. I wish that I could be helping him in some capacity, but I might get in their way. Constantly. What is it? I won't know if you stay quiet. Look, he's got a sweat drop. I want to help. I want to stay here. If I help, I go out with him. Well, not go out with him because I've already picked Hesuke. Oh, wow. Brain. Total brain fart. But if I stay here, I might get to watch Okita die. Am I in his way? Do I help? But if I help and things go crazy, that means Hesuke might go out. Shit. I will... Fuck. Oh! I'll help. I didn't save. I should have saved. Is there anything I could help you guys with? It could be anything. Please just let me help. Help? He followed his response with a sour expression that intimidated me. Well... Had he become upset by my question? Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything at all. No, if I back down now, nothing will change. Please, it could be anything small. Staring contest? The silence stretched out so long, I thought I was going to scream. That's a bit dramatic. I suppose you would be more discreet than one of our boys. Huh? Brush and paper. Huh? Bring me a brush and some paper. You do have that in here, don't you? Hurry. Yes, right away. I scrambled across the room, grabbed a brush and paper, and handed them to Hijikata. He took them silently, still scowling, and quickly began to draw. A map? What is that? He ignored me and continued drawing, as is well and good. You know, Saito is in Tenma, guarding Miura, right? Miura. Yes. I want you to take something to him. Will you do that? Do you think I can? What the fuck, Chizuru? You beg him to let you help. He gives you something to do. You question whether or not you can actually do it. You got legs. You got feet. They all fucking work. Take the paper. Go to see Saito. Shit. Yes, one of our boys would stand out too much. You're the best option I've got right now. Can I trust you with this? Yes, yes, of course. Sir. I was thrilled to help, of course, but I was even more ecstatic to be given a task especially suited to me. You're like, Brett, get busy. Oh. However, that does put a lot of pressure on me. Oh my gods. There, I drew you a map. Keep to this and you shouldn't get lost. Right, thank you. The map was pretty straightforward, but I still barely knew my way around Kyoto. Without it, I likely would have gotten lost. Alright, I'm going. I turned to leave, and only a concentrated effort. Wow. I turned to leave, and only a concerted effort kept me from skipping toward the door. Hey, genius. Hard to deliver a message if you don't have one. For real. Oh, sorry. I got carried away. I know it's been a while since you went out, but you're getting way too excited. You're making me nervous, kid. You sure you can do this? Yes, of course. I'll do a great job. Here's a letter for Saito. Make sure you don't drop it or lose it somehow. Yes, I'll be very careful. Is there anything you want me to tell him? That's what's in the note, dipshit. Everything I have to say is in that letter. Understood. Then I'm off. This time I wasn't able to fully subdue the urge to skip. But even as I hurry, I have to be careful. Still, I wonder if it's really okay for him to trust me with all this. Confirm with Hijikata? Trust Hijikata. Tuck that sucker into your binder. For real! For real. We need more tea. Obviously the boys like it better when you trust them. And don't like it when you constantly nag them. Trust Hijikata. No. Hijikata trusted me to do this. Wow, my brain totally just for a second there. I need to fulfill the task given to me. Keeping this in mind, I decided I was prepared for the mission, and I left to deliver Saito's letter. Why is it all black? Okay. I'm like, do I die? Is this where I die? First, I slipped the letter into my kimono, and I double-checked to make sure it wouldn't fall out. Next, I carefully unfolded the map Hijikata had drawn out for me. Hijikata placed enough faith in me to get the job done, so I had to be sure I did things correctly. Okay, so I go this way on this street. According to this map, it looks like I have a long way to go. I better hurry, or it's going to be evening by the time I get there. Maybe I should run there. I wanted to ensure I take all safety precautions, of course, but I was overwhelmed with a sense of duty to the point that I couldn't help but feel running would ensure that I completed the task on time. He didn't give you a time limit. You can't die until you at least make the wrong choice getting there. That's fair. I think this is the place. I checked the house number etched onto the lantern that was posted in front of the building. I was sure I'd arrived at the correct location. I'd been told earlier that Saito had taken a room under the name Yamaguchi. Totally inconspicuous writing, yes. Excuse me. I have business with a person who is staying here? After speaking with the clerk, Saito came out shortly after. Yamaguchi. Sorry to bother you. Oh, they sent you, Yukimura. One of his eyebrows shifted up fractionally in response to my presence. Ooh! So much emotion! Saito. Clearly, he seems surprised. I'm sorry you got someone as inexperienced as me. No, you misunderstand. I was only surprised. I expected to receive new orders soon, but I didn't think you'd be the one to deliver them. Eyebrow, he's into you. Right, well, I asked if there was anything I could do to help, and he was kind enough to let me help like this today. Huh. Well, I can see his thinking. It's a good plan. Huh? Is it? One of our regulars would have drawn undue attention in this location. New members might not be noticed, but how can we know where their true loyalties lie? You, on the other hand, can move unnoticed, and your loyalty is beyond question. The commander made an excellent choice. Oh, he's smiling! We gotta smile, y'all. There is no one else better for this role. Oh. Saito's explanation made me realize how much Hijikata had thought this plan through. I mean, he stood in front of you silently for apparently so long you wanted to scream, so he was going over all his options. Apparently. Shit, you're already promised the Heisuke. I'm still promised the Heisuke. Saito's cute, and I definitely like his route, but Heisuke's my favorite. After I made the request to help him, he had considered all of this and gave me the order. Hijikata truly has a brilliant mind. You did awkward man. The letter? Oh, of course. I pulled out the letter and handed it over. He tore it open and read it over quickly, then lit it on a nearby lantern and watched patiently until it was nothing more than ash. Saito?
Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi. Right, Yamaguchi. Are you sure it was okay to burn it? I've read it. I know what it says. Why should I leave it intact to be intercepted? Oh, of course. Thank you for delivering this letter. Good work. Oh, well, just doing my job. No need to thank me. I certainly hadn't done anything very impressive, because anyone could have done it, but it did feel nice to be thanked. I was useful to everyone. Now that the job was done, though, I wasn't quite sure what I should do next. Return immediately? Stay and talk? I would always love to stay and talk to Saito. But Hijikata would appreciate it if I did my job and came back quickly. Because it's gonna get dark. Return immediately. Sorry, Saito. I should return to the compounds immediately. I guess Naruto only taught her running and not subterfuge. Although I was given permission to leave for this mission, I'm still not permitted to go outside. Alright, I'm heading back. Of course, be careful. Kyotsukete. I love it. That's as much panting as you'll get from me. I went back the same way I'd come. But by the time I returned to the Shinsengumi compound, the sun had set completely. I hoped I wasn't too late. Hopefully, Hijikata wouldn't be too mad. This thought weighed heavily in my mind as I went to Hijikata's room to report to him.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. How do I... Wait. It's better. I'm pretty sure I was like, Hijikata, I'm back. Are you in? Oh, come in, says Hijikata. Right. As I stepped in, the first thing I saw were piles of documents stacked upon his desk. I gulped. Thanks for taking care of that. How was Saito? Yes, he's his usual self. Ah, I see. That's good. I wondered what had gotten over Hijikata. His mood seemed far more foul than when I had left him. I hope it wasn't anything serious. It's the Sat-Outing hour. Spooky. 3 pantses. DM. Sorry. What are you apologizing for now? For real, thank you, Hijikata. What, did you lose the letter? Or did you not even make it there? No, of course not. Then why did you apologize just now? Oh, well, you looked really upset. I thought you were mad that I'd taken so long. Same Hijikata. Roll those violet eyes of yours. After hearing what I had to say, Hijikata seemed to sigh, as if relieved that it wasn't something more dire. No, I'm not mad at you. It may surprise you to learn that I have many other things to think about besides you. For real. Oh, I'm sorry. Perhaps my words lean too heavily towards self-deprecation. I'm repeating myself. But like I said, you don't have to apologize for every little thing. Thank you, Hijikata. I'm sorry. I mean, okay. Hijikata's stony expression finally seemed to soften, even letting out a little chuckle. I was embarrassed because I kept messing up, but it really does warm the heart to see Hijikata smile like he just did. So then, if you don't mind me asking, what had you so upset then? As you know, there have been some internal issues with Shinsengumi personnel. However, things are starting to become a little strained with higher-ups beyond me as well. Higher-ups? You're practically one of us, so I might as well tell you. The Satsuma and the Kuge are reported to be making active movements recently. There are ramblings that something might happen to the shogunate. What's going to happen? Would there be another huge battle like the Hamaguri rebellion again? He offered me no reply, instead opting to shake his head and purse his lips. Well, unfortunately, we won't know what's going to happen until it happens. Of course, it's not like worrying about it will do us any good. Oh. He sighed deeply each time he spoke, and he rubbed his fingers in circles around his temples. The stress was understandable, though, knowing his decisions would affect all of the Shinsengumi men. I can't even imagine what the pressure of that might feel like. Is there anything else I can do to help? What? Running off to Tenma wasn't enough to you? Please, let me do something. I apologize just now because of social mores and learned generations. Give me a break. If the Shinsengumi is in a rough spot, then please, I just want to help. I want to be useful. You know what? Hijikata murmured as he stared down at his paperwork. You need to know what you're capable of. No matter how much you want to help, you're different than Saito, Yamazaki, and Shimada. And you wouldn't be able to do any of the dirty work that I give Shinpachi or Harada either. Assigning duties to my men isn't as easy as you think it is. His words struck me like a knife to my gut. But still, he had a point. I was just eager to earn my keep here. I knew, however, that it wasn't my place to think I could do the same jobs as the other captains. Well, you're not a captain, for one, as the other captains. So I resigned to the fact that there was nothing I could do to relieve some of Hijikata's burden. But I understand that I can't be much help in the fighting department, but I truly understand just how hard everyone else is working. It could be even the smallest task. So please. I bent down as far as I could. Please, I'm begging you. Let me help you guys. Hijikata looked down at me dubiously for a little while. Then eventually... Damn it. I heard him move, and I felt something touch my chin. Oh, excuse me. What's all this, please? I opened my eyes to see his fingers under my chin, warm and dry. What are you doing? He lifted my face up until I was looking straight into his eyes. Where's my fan? He was so close to me, and I could feel his breath. Ah! You, sir, are taking advantage. I skin touch it. Thank you. What is going on? Hijikata. His gaze seemed to pass right through me, and its intensity turned my stomach upside down. Yeah, personal space test. Bitch! You say you want to help. Yes. Can you answer me why? My godness. Victorian vampire, yes. Can you answer me why? Why? I mean... But I couldn't answer right away. I couldn't come up with something quickly enough. Do you want to make a name for yourself? Or do you want us to recognize your effort and reward you accordingly? No. I answered this confidently. Then why go through all of this? Tell me. For all those times that you guys protected me, There were even times when you put your life on the line and people got hurt. Everyone has protected me over and over again. So I just want to give back to all of you. Personal space, that's much better. I don't want to regret anything anymore. The image of Hesuke gravely injured during the Abura no Koji incident rushed back to me. Don't you dare show that picture! He drank the water of life knowing he'd become a fury, and if Kazuma and his demon cohorts were to come after me again in the future, I couldn't make the guarantee that the other men wouldn't be forced to make the same decision. I wasn't capable of fighting the demons with my sword in the way that the other men were. Still, I wanted to do my part to give back. Hijikata stared deeply and silently into my eyes. And then don't bow so easily. Fucking Hijikata. You believe you're right. Why should you bow if you think you're right? I'm fine. It's just warm in here. You know, I've got all the trauma of warfare without being an actual warrior. For real! Strong men laying down strong ideas. His words awakened me. If you believe something, then don't ever bow or yield. Hold your head high and walk tall. You won't win if you don't keep your eyes on the prize. His eyes were brooding with a fierceness almost glimmering with an intent light. A light so strong that it could assuage my fears or doubts. Jesus Christ, Lisa, speak English. A light so strong that it could assuage any fears or doubts one clung to in their heart. I looked back at him with all the composure I could muster. Yes, I want to help. If there's anything I can do, please let me do it. Fine. Hijikata let my chin go and walked away silently. Gods damn! If you want to help so much, go make me some tea. Yep, that's fine. You want tea? Okay, sure. I'm still getting butterflies from the other boys? Wow. The fate of the Shinsengumi rests on this tea. Don't screw it up. Yes, sir, leave it to me. I picked a boy. He picked me back. He said I could stay. I rushed up and I ran out of the room and headed toward the kitchen. Just before I was out of earshot, I heard Hijikata mumble to himself. What's going to happen to us now? Multiple boyfriendo! No! Just a Shinsen party? The Shinsengumi, once solid, never wavered. What would happen to them? What would happen to the Fury Corps? Men were forced to watch as their friends became the undead monsters known as Furies. Was it any wonder that they found themselves conflicted, or that tempers began to rise? Several days later, the order was given to begin the Imperial Restoration. The Emperor would be restored to power, and his court would once again rule the nation. Samurai polycule des. The position of shogun would be abolished, and Kyoto's military and judiciary commissioner positions would be eliminated. All that the Shinsengumi had fought for and believed in was falling into place. Chapter 5. That was a lot, y'all. That was a lot. Does that mean if I had stayed longer with Saito, I would have gotten a close-up Saito scene? Didn't save. December 1867. As the order to begin imperial restoration came, Satsuma and Choshu's troops started occupying the city of Kyoto. At the same time, members and affiliates of the Tokugawa shogunate were being removed from the imperial palace and eventually Kyoto altogether. They, as expected, did not take this lightly. In response, the shogunate's military forces were beginning to march from Edo to Kyoto. Ah, Edo! I was trying to remember that earlier today when I was talking to somebody, and I remember. As tensions rose from the approaching shogunate armies, the Satsuma and Choshu were preparing their own forces for hostile confrontation. That would be fun. The situation was growing increasingly frenzied. As the shogunate scrambled to call upon their remaining allies, the Shinsengumi received an order to come to Fushimi Magistrate. Having all of their men and arrangements gathered in, the Fushimi Magistrate enabled the shogunate to act in the event of an emergency. So off we went. On one such day, during the commotion... Hey! Bad news, guys! The chief's been attacked! Bad news was delivered. The Fushimi Magistrate. There had been no witnesses, and the culprit escaped unseen. Their motives could only be guessed. What the hell? Who the hell could have shot him? Let's go. Anyone who's free, come with me. Oh. Nagakura got a crew of warriors, and I all headed toward the location where the Kondo had been shot. A combo pseudo speedrun. I mean, I could do it. Kondo's gunshot wound was on the right shoulder. The bullet pierced clean through him, shattering the bone, which required more treatment than I could have given him at the compounds. I was sweeping up the common room when... This bitch! Oh, Yukimura. Are you still awake at this hour? Creepy motherfucker. Oh, Sanan! I'm so happy that I'm here alone in a dark room with you. Yay. Did you have any business here? If you're going to use this room, I'll leave. Oh, I don't mind. Rather, I think it's better that you are here for it. Huh? His words perplexed me, so I felt a little anxious. Just then, the most prominent Shinsengumi captains began filling into the common room. What were they about to discuss? My anxiety was starting to grow stronger. Seems like everyone's here. He didn't deserve it. Kondo is the sweetest ever. I don't see Okita. He doesn't need to hear this. Ichikata. If Soji gets involved, he wouldn't think twice about his safety, and he'll go straight for vengeance for Kondo. But if that's what he desires, why wouldn't you let him do so? As usual, you're too kind, Hijikata. So what do you want from us? There's no telling when war will finally erupt, and for us to gather here right now. Don't tell me. No, Kondo's not gonna get promoted. It is exactly as you are thinking. I asked you all to gather here today with the intention of giving something to you. In his hands was an object, wrapped in a fine cloth, and then he slowly unwrapped before all of us. I saw what was inside his hands. I gasped and clasped my hands over my mouth. The water of life. So astute as always, Saito. Exactly. As captains of the Shinsengumi, we all took on the risks of researching this serum. As such, it is necessary for us to take responsibility for this drugs? Drugs? No drugs! Who even invited you? No! No! Why are you here, Morty? Shit. Especially if, like Kondo, any of you becomes injured or maimed to the point you cannot fight. Or in the worst case, there is a possibility that your life is gravely threatened. I know for certain that this serum will be of use to you. Sanan, are you trying to experiment on us too now? On top of his game, as always, Nagakura. I know what you're thinking, but under the current circumstances, we cannot afford to lose any more captains. Screw that. I don't want to depend on that crap to survive. What are you saying? Hesuke had to take that. Nagakura barked his indignation to Sanan's proposal and he stormed off. Perhaps we can call it a good luck charm. Personally, I pray that I shall never come to any of us drinking this serum. Inoue spoke softly as his fingertips pinched the vial and held it close to his eyes. I will borrow this. Well, I don't think I'll ever use it, but I'll hold on to it, just in case, of course. Tell us how you really feel about the Fury Core. My baby! Both Saito and Harada grabbed the vial, and they slipped in their respective pockets. Hijikata? Up until now, Hijikata had crossed his arms and silently observed Sanan's speech. We gotta take responsibility, huh? Well, you're onto something. His eyes looked troubled, but he reached for the serum and slipped it into his pocket as well. Well, I believe that does it for tonight. I just pray that my courtesy will not go to waste. After Sanan had finished, the captains all bowed and left the room, and Sanan turned towards me. Yukimura, I am certain you're aware of this, but do not let word of Tadite get out to any other warrior. Do I make myself clear? Timidly, I nodded my head, and Sanan waited for a second before nodding silently and leaving the room. What could I do? The serum created by my father was now in the hands of the captains. This could easily be solved if you just gave them some of your blood. Get to it. I shuddered at the thought of them drinking it. Oh, so bright. We still haven't figured out who attacked the chief. I'll bet you anything it's those bastards from the Satsuma Choshu Alliance. Oh, they're working together now. Ever since the attack on Kondo, the atmosphere at the Fushimi Magistrate's office had been tense to say the least. I felt it increase as I stepped into the meeting room, carrying tea for the captains. Here's your tea. Ah, thanks. Could you just leave it here? I seem to have walked in on a serious discussion. All around the room were tense, drawn faces. Sure, Sanan, I'm going to tell the rest of the troops all about this, even though I've kept all of our secrets to this point for years.
で、
Ah,
今後どうする
Shinpachi.
つもりなんだ。
So what's your
薩摩の奴ら
plan?
は政権返
The
上だけじゃなく
Satsuma
て、
Choshu alliance
徳
wants
川家が持
power
ってい
in
る
the
領
court,
地も何もか
but
も
they're
返
also
せって言って
hoping
や
the
がる。
emperor grants them all the shogunate's assets and
どう
holdings?
考えても
There's no
戦を
way,
始めるための
there's no
口
other
実
way to
作
look
り
at
としか
it.
思えねえぞ。
They're trying to start a war.
今のうちに戦う準備を進め
We'd
ておく
be
に越したこと
smart
は
to start preparing for one.
だろう
You have a point.
な。年若い天使
They've been sucking up to the emperor, and they come and go at the palace like they own the place.
そいつらとの戦の
Now,
準備を
so far as preparing for war,
三男さんは羅刹隊の増強を
Sanan
主
has
導
been
してらっ
pushing
しゃるよう
hard
です
to augment the Fury Corps. A memory of the other day came back to me. Sanan offered the water of life to all the captains, and they'd accepted it. Except
俺
Shinpachi.
は反対だ。
I'm against that. This is war, not subduing the odd
敵
Ronin.
味方入り乱れて戦う。
There are going to be
連
enemies
中の
and
数をうま
allies
く取れる
everywhere
と
in
は
battle.
思えね
I don't think we'll be able to control
え。
them.
戦力にはなるが。
They're powerful, but it's too risky. Agreed. Besides, it's inhumane.
では他にどんな策が
Then when do you
他の
suggest?
者の意見に異を唱える
If you wish to disapprove, you should
Dial
offer an
doesn't.
alternative path.
だから俺らだって考えてんだろ。
We're working on
そんな
that.
すぐいい案
If
が
it
出た
was
ら
as
苦労し
easy
ねえよ
as to。come up with a solution, you really think we'd be in this mess?
副長はどう思われます？
What's your take on this, Commander? Hijikata furrowed his brow and frowned.
とりあえずもう少し
Let me think about it.
敵の出方を見なきゃなん
We need to see what the Satsuma and Choshu are going to do, and we have to consider what the shogunate wants. Kondo's injury had put everyone on edge, especially with the war inching closer day by day. What was going to become of the Shinsengumi, as well as the Fury Corps? Oh. December 20th, 1867. It was decided that Kondo and Okita were going to be moved to Osaka, where Dr. Matsumoto was. Kondo had required serious surgery and treatment, while Okita needed to treat his tuberculosis. Only a few people had caught onto Okita's condition initially, but when it came time for him to leave, it was as if a dark cloud hovered over all of us. The departure of these two leaders brought solemnity and sadness to all. Okita. It was a cold December morning when Kondo and Okita were sent to Osaka Castle. I was performing the final check on everyone's belongings when Hijikata called upon me. I grew almost sick with worry. Had something happened to Kondo and Okita? I slowly made my way to Hijikata's room as the potential scenarios played out in my head. In the common room, Hijikata sat, waiting for me. Because of how the last few days had played out, Hijikata always seemed to wear a grave expression. The absence of Okita and Kondo seemed to break the heart of Hijikata silently, but assuredly. Knowing he was dealing with so much, I did my best to listen to any request Hijikata may have had. I was hoping to be of service right beside Hijikata. However, what Hijikata had revealed to me proved this was not the case.
つまり
Sorry to say,
近藤さんと装置と共に
but I want you to head to
Osaka
Osaka Castle with Kondo and Soji. That was the complete opposite of what I'd wanted. True, I was quite concerned about Kondo and Okita, and at one point, I even entertained the idea of possibly heading to Osaka Castle with them. But since Dr. Matsumoto was already at Osaka Castle, all I wanted to do was care for things around here and do my best to play my part with everyone else. Thinking about all of the duties, including making the warriors' meals and tending to the wounded, I truly hoped that this was the time I could show my worth to everyone by helping those in need. I looked up at Hijikata, and although I was shaking, I mustered the courage to speak my mind. May I ask you one thing? Are you sending me to Osaka Castle because you think I'd be in the way during the war? Hijikata's face remained stern, and he did not seem to be offended by the forwardness of my question, but he just shook his head and closed his eyes. You're so good to us, and if I could have it my way, I'd want you to be right here with us. But I'm asking you this as a personal favor. I want someone I can trust to handle and look out for the two of them. So please, would you go to Osaka Castle for me? No, dumb shit, you're a liability. Hijikata trusts me. He wanted me to look after them, and he even said please to me. My heart fluttered at the sound of his words. You have a boy who undeaded himself for you. If me going allows you to enter the battlefield without worry, then yes, I will go. Thanks. Please take care of them. Hijikata nodded from the curtness of my response, and he answered with full confidence. If you weren't here earlier, Okita is the little brother of a lady that Hijikata fancies, and she made him promise to take care of Okita, her scrappy little brother, and now that Okita is dying of tuberculosis, there's nothing he can do to protect him other than send him away. Yeah, it's rough. I had known that the Fushimi magistrate would become a battleground in the case that the Satsuma or Choshu were to strike. I wasn't in any position to help them or even watch the fighting take place. Everyone, please be safe. Deep in my stomach, I felt the pang of reluctance as I left Kyoto for Osaka Castle. Sure, trusts. It doesn't hurt that you could also possibly accidentally 3 demons all over his forces in the middle of a war, so that would suck. Yeah, that would suck. As soon as we arrived in Osaka, Kondo and Okita were brought to Dr. Matsumoto for examination. However, the results brought both good and bad news to us. The good news involved Kondo's recovery. We had been informed that Kondo's injury was not life-threatening, and we were just waiting for the shattered bones to heal and align. Okita, however, had less fortunate news from the results of the exam. The tuberculosis had begun to eat away his lungs, and he was given a solitary room in the castle to recuperate. As I watched after the two of them, we had welcomed the New Year's celebration. A large battalion of troops were marching from Edo, and as they passed Osaka Castle, later trekking through the Toba Highway headed toward Kyoto. Upon bearing witness to the sheer number of soldiers heading to Kyoto, it seemed to convince us that the Satsuma and Choshu would surrender. If such news were true, then perhaps we could return to Kyoto faster than we expected. January 1867. War between the shogunate and the Satsuma Choshu troops erupted, causing my wishful thinking to come to an abrupt and depressing halt. Without knowing what exactly set the war in motion, I heard cannons and gunshots from the direction of Kyoto. No one thought to give someone like me any updates. All I was told was that the war had finally broken out, and I spent each and every day in worry alone. During the afternoon on the 5th of January, the castle had rumbled with commotion. The shogunate troops were allegedly pushed back, and then retreated to Kyoto, in the direction of Fushimi. Does that mean the shogunate has lost? When I tried to pry answers from people in the castle, no one knew any details. Everyone seemed too busy thinking of how this affected themselves. Eventually, the men of the Shinsengumi began coming to the castle, one after another. I did my best to welcome the men of the Shinsengumi, despite all of them looking worn and dejected. Their familiarity with me meant they could share the bad news. The Satsuma and Choshu were victorious. My concern for the safety of the men still fighting out there grew exponentially as I heard the sad news. Inoue had died in war, and Yamazaki was critically injured. Our sweet ninja. Aside from them, many of our other warriors were killed as well. From what everyone had been telling me before they knew what was what, Now the Satsuma Choshu forces were appointed as imperial court troops. As soon as Yoshinobu Tokugawa, who led the supreme commander of the shogunate, heard this, he left the castle on a ship to Edo, fearing retribution from an enemy of the new empire. I know, the ninja, I'm sorry, DM. It hurts me too, he's so sweet. Even though I was at the castle during the same time as him, I had no idea any of this had occurred. Now the domain who used to assist the shogunate troops were under the jurisdiction of the Satsuma and Choshu forces, who were now imperial troops. Under these trying times, it was growing difficult to justify continuing the war while holding the castle, so the remaining men here retreated to Edo. As for the Shinsengumi, they had been given orders to cease fighting, so, like the rest of the shogunate troops, they were forced to retreat to Edo. Amidst the confusion, I was tasked with treating the wounded men who had returned to the castle. After most of the men were back, I was able to see Hijikata. His body was noticeably thinner, almost emaciated, since I'd last seen him at the Fushimi Magistrate. I couldn't blame him. We had lost the war, and many of his comrades had died out there. No words of comfort came readily for me to give. However, it seemed as though Hijikata read through my concerns, and he approached me first. Ooh, in his white jacket. Hey, sorry for leaving you here to deal with Kondo and Soji all by yourself. I know you've probably heard already, but the Satsuma and Choshu troops were instated under the Emperor, and our supreme commander ran off. At this rate, we couldn't continue fighting even if we wanted to. We have to return to Edo. But this isn't over. When we're back in Edo, we're going to convince the Shogun and the Shogunate that we plan on continuing this war. Okay. At first, Hijikata came off as a little critical of himself, but toward the end, his powerful words showed that the Shinsengumi still had a future. When Hijikata heard my response, he nodded happily. So, there's one more thing I need to tell you. When we return to Edo, I want you to leave us and return to your home. Oh, Hijikata. I want you to wait there for the war to end. Wait for your father there too. Hijikata's sudden request made me freeze. I didn't know what to do. Why am I the only one who gets to go home? When the Shinsengumi was going through so much. No, yet again, it was only me. What? But I want to be with you guys. I understand I'm not an official warrior, but I thought, at least, that I was a member. I thought I was your page, Hijikata. Unlike our last encounter in Fushimi, Hijikata didn't bring himself to look back at me. That was probably because I was asking him to give me a reason neither of us wanted to hear. Once the order was said aloud, I knew that I couldn't go against his wishes. I didn't even notice that Hijikata had walked up to me and stood as closely as he'd been, and he placed his hands tenderly on my shoulders. His voice was more gentle and kinder than usual, and he put forth effort to convince me. Also, home is probably a great ticket to getting surprise wed to the other asshole. I'd go to that princess with us. Yes, that's true. I'd go to that princess with sexy leg ninja. His voice was more gentle and kinder than usual, and he'd put forth effort to convince me. I wanted to keep you by our side as much as possible, but it can't be this way. The next time our forces meet, we're fighting to the death. And you are a woman. We cannot ask you to share this burden with us. Please, for me, I can't bear for you to share the same fate as Gen or Yamazaki. I hope you understand. For a moment, I didn't answer or look up. Hijikata calmly patted my back a few times, and he walked off without another word. It took everything inside of me to refrain from turning back or even responding to Hijikata. My eyes welled with uncontrollable tears. All I could do was bid farewell to the shadow as it walked off. January 9th, 1867. The Shinsengumi were getting on a steamboat provided by the shogunate for their return to Edo. I separated from Hijikata and the other men and came aboard the Fujiyama Maru, along with Kondo, Okita, and the other injured. A few days after the ship had set sail, Yamazaki, who had been suffering and fighting through his grave injuries, passed away beside the Kishu Sea. Well, we lost Yamazaki, everyone. He died at sea and succumbed to his wounds. Watching a close friend die in person made me finally understand where Hijikata was coming from. I assumed this was the beginning of what could be a long, painful chapter for the Shinsengumi. Hijikata's request for me to leave meant that I would be involved in none of it as it unfolded. Four years had passed since I'd come to Kyoto, and I'd shared many memories with the Shinsengumi. As I held these memories in my heart, I prayed for everyone's wishes to come true and for their safety. I prayed that when all this was over, that I could see all of them once again. I looked up at the sky towards the west, forever and ever. Yay! Good job, Baz! Baz caught a moth. Oh, extra protein. Ah! What? Did it end? I chose wrong! Shit! Yeah, oops indeed! It could have been worse. Viewed a normal ending. I don't want a normal ending! And except for those demons, they were also assholes. Where's this gonna take me back to? Okay. Shit's going on. I'm supposed to stay. No one is panicking. No one's panicking. Art, I'm so happy I didn't save. Holy shit. Y'all, don't save. Don't save, because when you get the normal ending, you get to go back. And Sana gets to be creepy all fucking over again. Speedrun engaged! Yeah, go get him. Okay, we got Hesuke. We're talking. I love you. Okay, I want to be with you forever. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? It was good. Koji. Yeah, totally. Being a Fury. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. Okay, yes. We did all that. He blinked. He laughs. He's got his eyes. Alright. Tondo's so cute. Yeah. He's blushing. He's smiling. It's adorable. Go. Yes, Hesuke, we love you. Okay, yeah. Totally. We're gonna be here always. Everything's gonna be so good. Why? Okay. Alright, now I'm in my room and weird Sana's gonna come and be creepy. Okay, yeah, we've been here. Well, the second year of Save Your Video Games. Yes. Ah, goodness, you're here. Yes. Sanan's creepy.
雪村そしてそれ
He's weird. He wants to take my blood.
自ら
Yep.
のチンピに切ってほしか少な
Wanna
く
come
とも
close? He's gonna pull out a sword, make that face that makes me feel things, but I don't know what they feel. Hijikata's gonna show up. Okay, Hijikata's here. Everyone's measuring the size of their dicks. I mean swords.
さどんな大
Yep. Yeah, we're all here. We're all here for this. I get it. Yeah.
大丈夫
Blah 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 blah. What's gotten over me? Everything's crazy. Hijikata, say some
じゃああいつ
things.
損つけな
Yeah,
損
we're still going.
浴びる必要はね
Sanan's
もしまた
crazy.
山
You
崎
can always tell me. I realized. What do I want to say?
おいどう
I'll stay here. He's here. It's like sword is a metaphor. Nothing, I'm sorry for stopping you.
ど忘れ
Did
し
you
ち
lose
ま
your
った
train
の
of
か
thought?
まあいい
Whatever
そんじゃ俺
then.
は部屋に戻
I'm
らせて
going to
もら
head back to my room. You do that. You go to your room and I'll be in my room, and I watched his back disappear through the door, leaving me alone in my room again. Sigh. As much as I wanted to be helpful for everyone, if I recklessly walk about the compounds and things like earlier happened, it wouldn't be good. Well, hello, Bitter Seeds. Welcome. You missed me freaking out. Because I got the normal... Who gets a normal ending? No one wants a normal ending. Shit. T. Anyway, maybe it's just better I don't do anything. I feel like that's bad too. I feel like this is a bad decision. As I was thinking about that day, there's gotta be, like, no, I don't want that. Don't want that. There's a way to, like, go back and see what, like, yeah, I know there's no quick death. No. No. Don't save. Don't save, kids. Which brain did you get? Abby something? Abby normal? I wish it was Abby normal. Hey, here you are, Chizuru. Can I come in? Harada? Yeah, that's fine.
よ悪いな
Yeah, sorry for coming unannounced. Damn, am I glad you're here. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to play with Nagakura and Harada had I left. I'm getting sick of this grumpy old wet blanket.
何言ってやがる
Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Is there something wrong?
話し相手になってもらおうと思ってよ
We just thought you could keep us company. There's no one else to talk to. What do you mean? There are people
俺
everywhere.
たちの立場が
Sorry, the truth is I just want to let off some steam and I can't talk to anybody about this with, well, anyone else.
そもそも大使自体
I mean, there aren't many warriors left. The other captains are all busy. Oh, I see.
get that.
No one
Did you try
asked,
again?
Siri. No one asked. Shit. Anyway, I mean, it's all Kondo and Hijikata's fault to begin with. Sure can't talk to them.
また始まったか
Here we go again.
挫折隊なんてよ
The Fury Core's a bad idea. A really bad idea. We need to get rid of it before it really screws us. Tondo is there! Your buddy, motherfucker! Your friend is there! Part of that shit! Rude. So Nagakura had something to get off his chest about the Fury Core. I wonder how you deduce that. Now I understand why they couldn't talk about it with anyone else. The people who knew about it were the people they blamed, and it was a secret to everyone else.
だって
I
圭介
mean,
には生きててほしい
oh, here we go.
んだよ
It's not like I wanted Hesuke to die or anything, but yeah, what now? What now, Nagakura? What now?
だからって
Can you really even call that being alive? Fucking rude! It just seems cruel. It seems cruel to me what you're saying. Yeah, I didn't want him to die either. How about that? He threw his sword across the fucking way to save me. so mad.
同じ時代に大小指してんだ。
Every man here knows how it works.
相手を切ることもありゃ。
Sometimes we kill the other guys. Sometimes he kills us.
そんぐらいは覚
When
悟
we
してる
go
さ。
out there, we all know we might not come
だ
back.
からってここはよ、死ぬことすら許されねえのかってな。
But now they won't even let us die?
お前の気持ちはわか
I
る。
know how you feel, but I think you're taking it a little far.
近藤さんや土方さ
I
んに
really doubt Kondo and Hijikata just leapt into all of this blind. I'm sure they gave it a lot of thought.
その考えっつうのはなんだ。
So what thought is that then?
この後に及んで大名にな
They,
りてえ
di-
とか。
they
城を持ち
better
てなん
not
て
be
抜かすんじゃねえだろ
saying
うな。
they want to become dynamos and have their own castle or whatever.
そりゃまあ近藤さんを本物の
Well, come
侍
on.
にするっつうの
You knew
あの人
Kondo's dream was to become a real samurai.
なんだよその。
What the hell, Sano? Are you telling me you're actually behind this
昔
crap?
からの夢って大義名分がありゃ。落ち水なんかに手
So
を出し
just
てもいいっての
because you
か。
have this just cause, you can mess with the water of life?
そうは言ってねえだろ
Hey, I'm not saying that, am I?
近藤さんた
Look,
ちの立場も
I'm
わかるって
just
言
saying
ってるんだよ
that I get where they're coming from.
だよ。
Well, screw you
ならねえ
then.
な。
Screw you, Shinpachi. Fuck off.
シラフじゃやってられねえ。
I can't do this, so
出かけてくる。
I'm going to Shimabara. Fuck him. Nagakura leapt up and stormed out through the door, fuming. He stormed off so briskly that the candle in my room blew out. Now I'm left in the dark with Harada? In my room alone? My room fell dark, and I heard Harada sigh a little. What should I do about Nagakura?
ほっとけほっとけ
Leave him to me. Or leave him be.
さすがに島原でラ
I'm
セツや
sure
落ち
he's
水の
gonna be
話を
dumb
する
enough.
ほ
He's
ど
not gonna be
考え
dumb
出
enough
し
to
たわけ
bring
ねえ
up the
だろ
water of life there. But
あいつは見て
ooh,
の通り
romantic. Now,
いいやつなんだよ
well, as you can tell, he is a good guy. And because of that, he just can't let go of a lot of stuff. I think Harada's right. I mean, even seeing Sanan earlier this afternoon, it just feels like the Shinsengumi is slowly changing. Can I ask you one thing?
なんだ
Huh? Nandes. What is it? Harada, what do you think about the Furies? Huh. Too sober for this shit. His sigh made his bangs flow atop his brow. What's all this? Now we're getting fancy moonlit
さっき
Harada
新
moment?
八が言ってたこともわからない
I can see where Shinpachi's coming
死
from.
んじまうはずだった
We're
やつを
forcing life into people who are supposed to die and turning them into monsters.
そりゃ確かに
I think it's wrong.
甘
But
くすり
without
な
that
きゃ
serum,
英介のやつが死んじまってた
Hesuke would
ら
have definitely died.
それに
Yeah, remind
近
me
藤さんや
again,
土方さんの
please.
気持ちもわからねえわけじゃね
And I can sort of see where Kondo and Hijikata are coming
え
from.
もし新選組が
If the Shinsengumi goes under,
幕府に
if the
味方にな
shogunate
れちゃった
writes us off,
近藤さんや土方さん
Kondo and Hijikata may no longer be classified as samurai.
あの人たちにとっちゃ
I'm sure those two have no other way of living besides the Shinsengumi.
新八はもともと武家の
Shinpachi is from a samurai family, so he may not understand where Kondo is coming from. So are you saying what is keeping everyone together is now weakening?
どうかな
It's hard to say.
そもそも同じ
I
夢を
mean,
見てたわけじゃない
It could just mean
最初から
that what we were working for wasn't the same in the first
同じ
place.
場所を目指してる
Maybe we all just had the misconception that we were all after the same thing.
なんつうか
I don't
しょ
know.
うがねえことだっていうのは分かって
I know in my head that it can't be
楽
helped.
しい時期があったか
But because we had such good times, it's tough. Harada was always so kind and mature and dependable. No matter to whom he was speaking, he always had their best interest in mind. And because Harada understood where Kondo and Hijikata were coming from, it might have been even harder for him.
悪いな
Sorry,
新八だけじゃ
not
なく
only did you have to watch me deal with Shinpachi, but now you gotta hear me vent. Oh please, I don't mind. It makes me happy if I can help in any way. So please don't worry about me. I can't really do anything else.
なのよ
Hey, Chizuru. What is it?
そうやって自分を卑下す
You
る
gotta get out of the habit of putting yourself down so much. Thank you, Sanosuke. Jeez, so hard like your chest. For real, you could definitely wash some clothes on that stone.
何もできねえからここにいちゃ
You're not here because you can't do anything.
無
I
理やり
mean,
ここに
you were
軟禁されて
forced
た立場
and put in confinement here. He reached out a hand tenderly toward my head and patted the top of it. Now I got butterflies from Harada!
少なくとも
What did I do to get butterflies from
お前に
Harada?
話を聞いてもらって
At least I feel a lot better that I can talk to you.
何もできなくても
Even if you can't do anything, there are times where it's good to cheer someone up just by being there. Really? His words were so kind. Could I trust them?
俺は平然と嘘をつけるほど器用
I'm not that witty enough to lie without showing it. You know me. You're here because you were a doofus, and then endearing, not the same as useless. Yes, I know, but
さてあまり
anyways,
長居するのもなんだ
it's
し
not good for me to
そろ
stay
そろ
here
解
too
散さ
long.
せてもらうぜ
So I'm going to head out. Oh, sure. Thank you so much.
礼を言うのは俺の方だ
I'm the one who should thank
そ
you.
んじゃおやす
Good
み
night, Chizuru. He patted my head a few times, and he left my room. My room fell silent again. If Harada was ever faced with a situation where he had to decide to drink the serum or not, I wondered what he would do. Would he drink the water of life just like Hesuke did? Why am I playing with the other boys when I literally just asked Hesuke if I can stay with him forever? What the fuck? The Shinsengumi, once solid, now wavered. What would happen to them? What would happen to the Fury Corps? Men were forced to watch as their friends became undead monsters known as Furies. Was it any wonder that they found themselves conflicted, or that tempers began to rise? Several days later, the order was given to begin the Imperial Restoration. The Emperor would restore power to the nation. Kyoto's military. All the Shinsengumi fought for. History still happens, guys. Even if I decide to stay home. Okay, yeah. Chapter 5, 1867, December. Oh, shit. December 1867. As the order began Imperial Restoration, Choshu Sakakari, Kyoto, at the same time, the members and affiliates Kyoto together, suspected not to take this lightly. In response, Shogunate's military forces beginning to march on Edo and Kyoto. As tensions arose from the approaching Shogunate armies, the Satsuma and the Choshu Choshu. I would love some Choshu right now. The Satsuma and Choshu were preparing their own forces for a hostile confinement. Maybe the Fury path means they're sorta just off the table past. No, they're not. They're not. Are they? No. No? Shit. As the Shogunate scrambled to call upon the remaining allies, the Shinsengumi received the order to come to the Fushimi Magistrate. Having all their men and armaments gathered in the Fushimi Magistrate enabled the Shogunate to act even on an emergency, so they went. On one such day, during the commotion... Hey, bad news! Kondo's been shot! Everyone, let's go look at Kondo! I sense Googling of spoilers less passes in our future. No! Kondo got shot! This fucker's back! We don't care. His words perplexed me, and everybody else showed up. Yep, everyone's here. He's gonna hand out his Halloween candies. Yep. Saito's understandably alert to the situation. Nagakura's gonna get mad that it's not real candy. He's gonna fuck off. Inoue's too sweet. Everyone's gonna take their present. Eyes look troubled. Put it in his pocket. This motherfucker talking about shit. Yukimura, I'm sure you're aware of this. Blah, 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 blah. What can I do? Serum, treat, make them drink it. We still haven't figured out who attacked the chief. Blah, blah, blah. I felt it increase a step onto the meeting room. Carrying tea to the captains. Here's your tea. Oh, thanks. Everyone's talking. That's our plan. I know. Oh, I cry. I cry. Different kind of cry today, guys. They're preparing for war. What are you gonna do? Blah blah blah. Sanan offered me shit. He sucks. It's inhumane. What do you suggest? Have another path. I'm gonna throw a tantrum. Listen to the commander. Hijikata's gonna frown. We can't tell what they're doing. Blah blah blah. December 20th, 1867. It was decided that Kondo and Okita were going. Blah blah blah. Oh, good. I didn't get asked to leave. Oh, wait, I might get asked to leave. I was performing final checks. Sick with worry, had something happen to Kondo. Hijikata was waiting for me. However, Hijikata had revealed to me, proved was not the case. No, he's telling me to go to Osaka! No! What did I do wrong? Trying to help this one, blah 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 blah. I don't want to go. Bye, Ben. So please, would you go to Osaka Castle for me? Hijikata trusts me. Look after them, please. My heart fluttered. No, I don't want to go. Sending me to the castle means I'm not with Heisuke. Everyone, please be safe. They sent me to the castle. Everything's shitty. Okita's dying of tuberculosis. The battle is happening. People are showing up. Ianway passed away. Tell me about... Sorry, blah 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 blah, bullshit. Hijikata's son is yada yada yada, no, only for me. What do you want me, guys? I want to go with you, unlike the last encounter. When I want to hear the wishes, his voice was more gentle and kinder than usual. I want to stay by your side, but I want you to go back. I didn't look up, he patted my cheek. No! Got on the boat. Yamazaki dies. All my friends are here. 4 years passed. What did I do wrong? I just... Did I come on too strong? What the fuck is this noise? But... No, I didn't love the wrong boy soldier. There's no fucking such... How dare you, DM? No boyfriend over you. But... What? But we... What? What the fuck? Y'all? Oh no, 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 that's not what I want at all. No, stop. I don't want a new game. Yes, return to the title screen. Great sad Tetsu. Much honor in being stoic and depressed. Nobody asked. There's only one other option. Go see Hesuke. But I mean, they all die at a certain point in history. You're supposed to be able to stay with them even if... Wait. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? If it wasn't for me, you... Oh, I get it. He scratched his head awkwardly and looked around. It's not your fault. I think your path is locked in... No! I'm gonna try to salvage this! And I might... Yeah, I probably have to start over. This is absolute bullshit. Ah, it's not your fault. If I'd been stronger, I wouldn't have gotten hurt. I could have killed all those guys and protected you. My only my own weakness is to blame. He'd given up his life to protect me, and he didn't even seem to care. No, it wasn't that he didn't care. He was frustrated, certainly, but the look on his face reminded me more of the way he looked after a beating from Nagakura during practice. It certainly wasn't a face of someone who felt he'd lost his life because of me. But besides, this was my decision to drink that stuff, I mean. Really? What? You didn't know? No, I had no idea. Huh. I thought for sure someone would have told you. Well, maybe they felt like they couldn't. It's pretty obvious you'd feel responsible. Well, I mean... Hey, what happened, happened. Don't sweat it. That's easy for you to say. Even though this is the path that Hesuke chose to take, there's no way I can just say, oh, okay, and accept it. Hesuke, can I ask you one thing? Nande. Why did you decide to do it then? You were originally against people using the serum, right? Hesuke closed his eyes, trapped pensively as his lips curled. Is it easy for him to say? He's the one that drank it. I considered it a second chance. Huh? A second chance for me to reflect back on my life. To see what it's really all about. At the very least, I told myself at the time, I don't want to die. As a deferral or something. I guess I felt like I had some stuff I still needed to take care of. I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't intend on rushing to find out. I'm tired of getting into something only to have it blow up in my face. Hesuke. Regardless, I was the one that decided to drink that serum. It's the path I chose. So I'm going to go back. So I'm not going to go back and regret it. Anyway, there's that. Don't worry so much. Don't worry about me too much, alright? Okay. There was more I wanted to say, but I was afraid it would only give him more to worry about. I kept my mouth shut and nodded. Yeah. So with that said, even with all the sad stuff going on, we have a lot to be happy about. He was the one suffering, and yet he was trying to cheer me up. It should have been the other way around. I still felt terrible for what I'd made him do, but at least his words made me feel a little better. 'Cause it's all about you. Okay. The night of the Battle of a turning point for Kyoto, things are better in fixation, Satsuma chose to remain plan, big plan. Since giving you the whole story, oh, only the heads of yeah, okay, yeah, alright. Only ones that knew Okita's illness had gotten worse. Things in the compound. Okay, motherfucker's gonna show up. I think you're right! I think this is it! Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, motherfucker come around. Telling him, you know, obviously I'm a fancy demon, so he wants to experiment on me, take my blood, blah, 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 doing all this shit. Hijikata shows up. They get mad. Stare each other down, size each other up. I think Sana and Hijikata would make a very good couple. That's just my opinion. If anybody would like it. Am I okay? Yeah, things are great. I look down. Give me that Kool-Aid. Nothing to apologize for. I apologize for everything, Hijikata. Sorry I'm here. I'm sorry I'm alive. I'm sorry you have to look at Sana. I'm sorry. Everything's weird. Tell one of us. Yeah. Okay, yeah, alright. Okay, I help. He said the B word. Blah, 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 blah. Get a brush and paper. He's gonna draw me a map. Yep. Let's do a good job. Here's the letter. Confirm! I want to confirm the sliver of doubt I had in myself, so I peeked back around the sliding door. And there she goes. Oh!
お呼びですか
I
sent Yukimura to deliver a letter to Saito. Keep an eye on her, but don't let her see you. If anything happens, make sure she's okay. He doesn't trust me! Understood. Hopefully, if something does happen, it'll just be some idiots trying to get to Miura or something. There's some dangerous guys after her, though. If the demons show up, just get her back here immediately.
それでは早速行ってきます
Yes, sir. We're off. Get going. Oh. Maybe that meant he didn't quite fully trust me yet. Of course, I was a little disheartened to hear that, but maybe that was the best I could ask for. I pulled myself together and made sure I had everything on my person and left to deliver Saito's letter. First, I slipped the letter to my kimono, make sure it doesn't fall out. Next, I carefully unfolded the map Hijikata had drawn out for me. Okay, going down the street. According to this map, it looks like I have a long way to go. I better hurry. Maybe I should run. We're gonna run. My nose is getting stuffy again. Or he was worried about the demons? Nah, it just means he doesn't trust me. He's not worried about the otherworldly people who might come and kidnap me. Not at all. I think this is the place. I check it out. Blah, blah, blah. Yorosu Yamaguchi. He's a person. He comes out. It's Saito. I can't remember to use his name. Now he's going to read things. You don't know where the loyalties lie. You're great. Oh no. Saito's explanation made me feel better. Hijikata's brilliant. Now the letter. Can't remember his name. He's in hiding. Thank you for delivering a letter. Everything's great. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, I'm heading back. Of course, be careful. Didn't give me the option to stay. Huh. As I was running toward the compounds, I knew I had to be conscious of my surroundings. I knew, too, that Yamazaki and Shimada weren't too far behind me. I felt bad knowing that they were responsible for me, and I stopped in my tracks. Yamazaki? Shimada? Are you guys here? Yeah. No response. But I knew they were here. And I'm sorry, as per always. All because I wanted to be of use to you guys. I've put you through so much more than I could have wanted.
いや、そんなことはない。
It's not like that.
これは副長の指示に従っているだ
I
け。
am just following the commander's
迷惑は
orders.
そういう問題ではない。
It's not a matter of you causing any trouble.
そうですとも。
That's right.
先ほどの斉
Saito
藤
said
幸
so
村君
earlier.
だからこそ。
This mission was a no-brainer because it was you. Do you guys really think so?
ああ、俺はそう
Yes.
思う。
Or at least I think so, at least. You die, run. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you in advance. I appreciate you.
君はもっと自信を持ってい
You
る。
should be more confident. So just focus on completing what you must do. Run with your arms behind you like you showed me. Then I'll head back to the compounds. Alright, thanks.
雪村君、
Yukimura, I have a favor to ask of you.
今、
What is it?
こうして俺たちが
I want you to
君の前に
forget
出て
that
しまっ
we've
た
come
ことを
out in
忘
front
れ
of
て
you
ほ
like
しい。
this.
本来は
Normally, our job is to protect you from the shadows.
そうでしたね。
That's right. How dumb of me. I understand. Let's just say I went straight back. I'll be on my way then.
では、よろしくお願いします。
Alright, thank you.
安心してまっすぐ屯所に
Go
向か
straight home without any worries. Alright. I ran toward the compounds. All the gloom sinking my heart felt as if it had been blown away. What would happen to them? What would happen to the Fury Car? Yeah, we're here again. Am I supposed to protect Hesuke? Chapter 5. Yes, yes, the cherry blossoms are very pretty. The Choshu, the Shogunate, the Emperor.
おい、大変だ。
Come in. Kondo's been shot. Everyone's going crazy. Sanan hands out his trick-or-treats. Everyone reluctantly takes the Kool-Aid.
あいつもし
それ記事俺いつ
Except...
それは
その我々今まで何最高の今の
Magakura, who gets pissed off and leaves.
おかな
土方関
Sanan's a weirdo. Hijikata's at his wit's end. What can I do?
局長、どうせ薩長の奴らに決まってるぜ。
It's those bastards. You get a blood pop, and you get a blood pop. I felt the increase as I stepped in the meeting, carried by the captains. Here's your tea. We're all angry. Nagakura's
だろうやつ
obstinate.
三男さん。
Everyone's going crazy. Blah, blah, blah. Agreed.
副長。
We should prepare. Satsuma's crazy. The Choshu are crazy. Kondo and Okita are getting relocated. Hijikata asked me to go with him.
つまりお前
For real, y'all. Didn't I got every butterfly off Hesuke but one. Every butterfly. Blah, 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 blah. Kondo came. Things are great. Okita's dying. War breaks out. Satsuma Choshu are winning. Our people are hurt and dying. Everyone shows up.
今度お前こんなだがそれで江戸に
I can't believe. Where did I go wrong? I had butterflies.
お前を
I guess you gotta get all the like. Yeah, we're on the boat. Yamazaki's gonna die again. This is the third time we've heard Yamazaki dying. The fuck? Alright, well, I mean, I guess it's 9 o'clock anyway. How did I get the dumb ending? Well, good game. Thanks, DM. Have a good night, all. I'm sure it's the way we all wanted it to end. So rude. So rude. Anyway, well, that was me playing Hakuoki, and getting the dumb ending. Rude. Where did I go wrong? He said he wanted to be with me forever. Thanks, Swags. Have a good night. Alright, guys. We'll call it an end. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out in chat. Thanks for watching me lose my mind. Apparently, I've been so far removed from the dating game, I don't know how to date The Sims either. So, yeah, okay, well, we'll try it again next time. Try it again from the beginning. Anyway, we're gonna take a moment to say thank you to Nomad, Doomsayer, Yevyev, DLP, and BACKBLAZE for making all the things happen. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe. Subscribe to our channel so you can see me lose my fucking mind another time. You can watch JC play their game eventually. Tony plays his game, so we're all playing games, and eventually when things calm down, we get the gang back together. We'll go back to hither and thither and yonder. Is it yonder? I don't know. Whatever. We'll go back to the Feywild. It'll be nice. But yeah, that's me today, and that's. Ooh, if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free sub for free each month. That's nice. Amazon Prime members, you can subscribe to Steam for free once a month. Not bad. Okay. That's me calling it a night.